Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and it is Fabulous Friday. Right, Panalisa project share, and I haven't made it yet, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to use and let's make it. So let's do that today. Let's have a little make it project share. Right, so when I got my design team haul a couple of weeks ago, I was totally fascinated by this paper. I do not know how to describe this. It looks like linen and it feels like linen. It's got the texture of linen, you know, it's got a very slight sheen to it, like it's made of cloth, but it's paper, and it comes in all these gorgeous muted shades, very vintage, and I really do like that one. It's kind of an olive green, and then you've got a different sort of shade of apricot, and then you've got the cream linen paper behind. But it just fascinated me and I love it, and I know it's going to be great for autumn projects, but I'm going to use a sheet of that today, so you've seen that. And I'm also reaching across the desk, I'm going to be using this vintage Easter pack, so you start to see those lovely muted colours crossing over there. I'm going to use this set of, I don't know what you call them, sort of flowery, wibbly wobbly edge dies with a slight stitched edge there. I'm going to use those. I'm going to use the little doilies that she sent to me, which are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to find a couple in there that I like. So you can see it's all starting to come together. And I'm using a ball of string, which I had to rescue from my husband's. Yeah. He stole it for the garden. So there's my Dollar Tree twine. I'm going to try and use some of that. And these are the two sheets of paper that I want to use. I want to use this one as a kind of like main feature, and then I want to use that as like an embellishment on the card. So I'm either going to cut a rectangle card base and then add something circular up here. I haven't decided yet, which is why you're going to do it with me today. So I'm going to run off and do whatever it is and come back with the pieces. And if you notice the camera kind of changing from dark to light, that's because it's getting earlier on in the morning, and hopefully there's going to be some sunshine. That's all I'm going to say. Right, I'm pausing and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so the paper pad is 6x6. So what I've done so far is cut my piece of paper down to 4x5, and I've decided that I want to use this doily. Look at how pretty that is. That is made of paper. Now, I hope it's not blurred. Oh, there you go. Just look at how delicate. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Now, I want my embellishment to go up here, and that's where I'm going to add a little bit of dimension to my card. And I've gone with the, in this set of dies here, you've got this very smallest one. Mine is the next one up. So I am now going to run off and I'm going to die cut my little chicken, and I'm going to be using that to take that piece out. And because I want this elevated, I'm going to cut another one in good quality white cardstock, which will make it sturdy and also sort of like puff that up a little bit, and you'll be able to see the doily a lot clearer. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm coming back, and I said I'd trim that down to the 4x5, and that's the doily that I'm using. And I've also done a 4 1/4 by 5 1/4 in my Walmart cardstock that I showed you the other day. This is the watercolour, oh, I've forgotten what it's called now. The B Paper Company, that's it. It's gorgeous quality, and I've chosen that because you can see it's a slightly off-white creamy colour to complement my doily. And I've also cut that little image using this die, and I've also done it in watercolour cardstock as well. You can see it's got a beautiful embossed edge. Hopefully you can tell that my day is getting a little bit brighter now. We should get some sunshine. Now, the idea for this is to make something, because these are so delicate, I want something a little bit more robust. So I can offset that. I can use my pop dots or my foam tabs from Dollar Tree. That one can go underneath and it's going to give a nice solid looking element. But one of the things that I noticed when I cut my chicken out, it's striped paper. So if I flip it that way and go and guillotine it now and give myself 2 stripes per strip, I can then come and make some little tails, which will make that look like, you know, a kind of very pretty sort of state fair rosette. And if I keep my lace pieces at the bottom, it's going to really complement the fact that I've got that little doily. So I'm going to go and crop those and I will be back. Right, so that was nice and easy because all I had to do was cut down on the striped paper, which of course means it's also going to be easy to cut the tails. So they're both exactly the same size and I can just lay them on top of each other, and I can get my scissors and decide how high up I want the tail. Just go to the center line from the outside there, and there we have it. Pull that little bit out, and I've now got my 2 little sort of like state fair rosette tails, which will go behind here once it's all made up. Hope you can see that. Right, so really happy with that. I might put a little bit of distress ink around the edges when I come to put everything together. Right, so the last thing that I need to do is I need to cut the linen paper. I am going to choose this sort of oatmeal colour one, and I'm just going to cut a rectangle. These are 4 by 5, 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. So this is going to be 5 1/2 by 4 1/2, and then I'm going to back it again with another piece of watercolour cardstock so that I'm creating something that's really solid and something that I might put on my kitchen shelf or gift to my neighbour. Haven't decided yet. So I'm going to go and cut the linen and I will be right back. Okay, so I've done more cardstock and the finished card will end up being 6 by 5. So I've got the very back, which is the Walmart watercolour cardstock, and then I'm going to have the linen, which of course I will stick that down with the accurate borders, I hope. And then I've got the watercolour cardstock again, and I've got the rabbit. And then I've got my little embellishment that I'm going to make, which will go up here. Now, I don't really want the sharp edges, so what I'm going to do is use my corner rounder, my little, rounding punch, and I'm going to round all of the edges on this because, I don't know, I just think it will look nicer with the doily. So I'll round off my edges and come straight back. Okay, so all of my edges are now rounded with the puncher. So all of these have got to be taped down so that once that's all done, it's going to be a really, really sturdy card because I've got 2 layers of watercolour cardstock. I've got the linen, and then I've got the scrapbook paper there, the vintage rabbit. But I need to put this together, and to do this, Dollar Tree foam pads, that's what I use. If you can still find them, I keep going and looking for them. I think I might have 10 rolls left, and then, my luck will be out. Now, I do want to get this into the centre and kind of like decide on its configuration. So it is very delicate and I don't want to tear it. I need to go down a little bit there, I think. So I'm going to go for that. And there is quite a bit of sticky there, so I need to marry that up with this one. And what I do is I squish down at an angle to find the point. And if you're a little bit off, it doesn't matter. Right, so now that I've done that, whoops, pick it up and flip it over, you can see it's more dimensional. Now, do I put the tails behind my doily, or do I put my tails behind my image? And I'm going to go behind the doily. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And because I want it to be dimensional again, I'm going to be using another foam pad here, which means I don't have to glue these down. I can actually put them together, but you know, decide how long you want your tails, because it might have to go all the way up there. And make sure you got your image where you want it. And it's quite nice actually to have a tail longer than another on some things, just to add a little bit of interest. Right, I'm going to go there. Now you can see where that is, so I'm peeling off a foam pad and holding the rest down with my little finger. And I'm just going to go off at the top there to hold those in place. And then I can just add another one, which is going to hold those in place. So now I've got a little embellishment that's going to go up here onto that section. So I'm going to put my tape on and I'm going to come right back. Right, so I've finished my matting and layering, and that is my card. I hope it's fitting in the picture there. You can see it's got the rounded edges, which I wanted. And then to finish it off, a little embellishment with that beautiful, delicate doily, which is going to go up here. Just slightly offset so that you can see the doily when it's gifted. Just slightly off the edge there. I mean, you can, if you want to, also do a sentiment. And she did send me some gold lettering, and I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it like this. And what I'm going to do now is just peel the back off my tapes, my foam pads, sorry, and pop that on. And make sure I'm doing it straight, because I can't really see, you know me. Pop that onto there, and there's our finished little Easter card. Super quick, using watercolor cardstock that's cheap from Walmart, the Panalisa absolutely gorgeous linen. I can't wait actually to do a planner page using these for autumn. And she did send me some autumn stamps, and I suppose, you know, as crafters it doesn't really matter what time of the year we make our stuff, because if it goes into a box or a little bag to stay clean, then we're sort of like ahead of the game for gifting. But I really, really like that. I like that it was really easy to be able to cut the tails because it's striped paper. Pop the two together so that you're getting the cut the same on both. That gorgeous little doily just makes it look really special because it's just so delicate. I mean, if we could die cut like that, wouldn't it be amazing? I'm going to put my finger there so that you can see. It's almost as thin as cotton thread. Those little, what would you call those little lattice pieces? Just absolutely gorgeous. And that wonderful rabbit. Now you could of course add other things to that. You could add a few little pearls and things, or you could put glossy accents on the eggs in the basket to make them stand out a little bit more. And of course you could also use a little bit of gold or gold glitter cardstock. You could cut a little shape again using this die set, which is slightly bigger than the doily. And then you're showing some gold and glitter behind there. So, you know, there's all kinds of things that you can do. But, you know, quick and easy card. And, yeah, I like that. Right, it's Friday. Have an absolutely awesome weekend. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to get up to this weekend. I just hope I keep myself out of trouble. Really, I do. I know I was supposed to be canning some carrots and green beans or something. Yeah, because I think I've got about 10 pounds of little baby carrots. So I think I'll probably run off and scrub those and can them. Right. Have a wonderful weekend again. And as usual, all links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.